Okay, good morning. He's not here, so he asked me to come instead. But he asked me not to go forward, and maybe he wants to do with you. So he asked me more to talk about some subject on the page. So I'm just going to read again the Gemara and then talk about this. You don't need to read the Rav. ונכנס לבית המרחץ, אומר יהי רצון מפניך אדוני אלוהי שתצילני מזה ומכיוצא בו ואל ירא בי דבר כלכלה ועוון ואם ירא בי דבר כלכלה ועוון תן מיתתי כפרה לכל עוונותיי. So I guess like he already explained to you, the bath back then was different than today. Was the Gemara in other places explained that in order to be able to shower easily, they had this floor which was not a real floor, it was just like a high stand, and you stand on it, and sometimes, like we're going to see in the Gemara, will break and was dangerous. Amar Rabbi lo lema'in ashachi. The Rabbi says it's not good to recall something that bad is going to happen to him. The lo liftach pume le satan. We have in the Gemara a few times. דאמר יש לקיש וכן תנא משמי דרבי יוסי לעולם אל יפתח אדם פיו לשטן. A person should not open his mouth to the Satan. And אמר רבי יוסף, מקרא, what's the source? לכתיב כמעט כסדום היינו לעמורה דמינו. The pasuk says that the Navi is saying that we almost became like Sdom, almost like Amorah. And then the Navi is answering Shimud var Hashem ketzines dom, ketzines dom. And the pasuk answers and calls them by the name of Sodom v'Amorah, meaning that by the fact that they said we will become like Sodom and Amorah, Sodom and Gomorrah, so we became, Hashem called us already by this name. And that's an halakha for every time, that a person should be careful not to say bad thing about himself, because when he says bad thing about himself, chaz v'shalom, it could at the end happens to him. This is how you the strength, like the Gemara always say, this is the strength of the mouth. Whatever you say, chaz v'shalom, can happen, but not just the mouth. Also action that shows something bad. An example, everybody knows that in the Tefillah, we have Kaddish, right? We have really 4 types of Kaddishim. But the main Kaddish is what? The real Kaddish in the Gemara? No. Chatzi Kaddish. That's it. Until there, and this is the reason why it's big machloket. I'm not going to get into the machlokot. But that's why, according to Rabbi, an example, let's say you're in the middle of somewhere you cannot answer, you can answer only 5 amenim. 5 amenim, why? Because this is the main Kaddish. That's it. Until we said then the Vimuamen. This is the first Vimuamen, this is the main Kaddish. Then we're adding an example, we are going to have Tit Kabal, Al Israel, and Yesh Lama. Yesh Lama is a regular one. Means we dive into Hashem, please, just to have Bezat Hashem peace. Not something, we don't have something more. We're just asking to have Yesh Lama Rabbi Mishemaya. We want to have Shalom in the world. Chaim v'sava, we want to have like Sava, Yeshua, Nechama, Shezava, all these blessings for Am Yisrael. That's it. And then Noseh Shalom. But when we're going to say, after davening, after Amidah, after each Amidah, doesn't have to be right away, but after we finish Amidah and Chazara, obviously, we need, because there is Minyan, if not there is no Kaddish, we need to say Kaddish, Tit Kabal. What's Tit Kabal? The translation of Tit Kabal means, please Hashem, Tit Kabal Tzirotanu V'Otanem Tzirotanu V'Otanem L'chol Bet Yisrael. Please Hashem, receive, accept our tefillot, of all the tefillot of Am Yisrael, Kodam Ubunah B'Shmaya, in front of Hashem. One time I had this question, we missed the Shaliach Tzibur was Chanukah. It's complicated, Chanukah and Rosh Chodesh. So the Chazan mixed up and didn't say Titkabal. Right after Musaf. So you already said Kaddish, another Kaddish, another Kaddish. Till when can you say the Kaddish Titkabal? So on the spot, I told him, we already did an Amidah. We didn't say Titkabal. We need to ask for Hashem to receive our tefillot. And then I checked. The Achronim say, Mamash, until the last Kaddish, even if it's a Kaddish Al Israel, doesn't matter. Just say Titkabal and Al Israel. Just add it up. Because anyways, it's just, the real Kaddish is a small Kaddish, the Chatzi Kaddish. After that, we are adding more prayers to Hashem to ask him for other stuff. Now, Al Israel, what's Kaddish Al Israel? This is going to be when we're going to say learning Torah Sheba'al Peh. We have Torah Shebechtav and Torah Sheba'al Peh. Torah Sheba'al Peh is more from, obviously, Moshe Rabbeinu, the Chachamim, the Gemarot, the Mishnayot, right? And what's Kaddish Al Israel? So we are adding special prayers for the Rabbanim. We say Al Israel, Val Rabbanan, Val Talmideon, Val Talmidei Talmideon, V'daskin B'oraita Kadishta. This is why we're asking special bracha for the Chachamim, Dibat Aden in this place, V'di B'chol Atar V'atar, Yeh Lanu L'chon Ulon Shlomo China V'chazer V'rachameh. This is a special prayer for the Chachamim because they teach Torah Sheba'al Peh. So after saying Torah Sheba'al Peh, we add Al Israel. This is Kaddishim. Now, all this, why I brought all this, because all this is really not connected to Yatomim. It's not connected to Yatom. Yatom means orphan. But still, the minhag is that an orphan should say this Kaddish. Depending on many minhagim also, but Kaddish Al Israel, 100%, this is called Kaddish Yatom. This is Kaddish Yatom. Now, I think also by Persian, right? There's a difference. That people are afraid to say the Kaddish Yatom. Why are they afraid to say Kaddish Yatom? The Mefarshim said the source of not saying Kaddish Yatom, if Baruch Hashem, your parents are still alive, is from our Gemara. Because lo tiftach peh la Satan. You should not open your mouth to the Satan. And if a person will say the Kaddish Yatom and his parents are still alive, the parents have the power to say no. We don't want you to say it. We're afraid that it's going to be a sign, Chaz v'Shalom, that we are not going to be. We're gonna die.
We ask permission, no?
Permission is on. Yeah, I mean, if they agreed, so means they don't care. The rule is, like we said in Pesachim, is that usually the Gemara is talking about drinking 2 cups. I know today it doesn't exist anymore, but just the number 2. The number 2 is dangerous. The 2, 4, 6, 8.
Oh,
even numbers. It's dangerous. Whenever you drink, you need to eat odd numbers. 1, 3. If you're ready to eat 2, so you need to eat 3.
I mean, like, eat what?
Drink.
Like we should have 2 cups.
Like
We shouldn't have 2 cups in
sips.
front of us.
No,
We should have 3
cups.
cups in front of us.
No,
full
not in front of
Yeah,
you.
yeah, like cups that you're drinking, right?
No, not just in front of
Not
you.
just-
Drink.
But
If
you're
you drink
drinking
one
from 2 different
thing,
cups.
then if you have
No,
two,
no.
I had 2 drinks.
Drinking 2 cups. It's the same cup twice.
Oh,
get it
shit.
there.
No, fill it up twice.
Another one.
What about like an orange?
I mean, the Gemara is talking about the wine. That's true. So that's one of the. Fine.
I don't know.
That's true. So someone
You use a new cup?
look. The Gemara is bringing that because of Leila Seder. In Leila Seder, we're drinking 4 cups, and the Gemara says it's a even number. How do you drink? It's sakana. It's dangerous to drink 4 whether you're using the same cup. You don't have 4 cups for Leila Seder. You fill it up in the same cup. Okay, it's dangerous to fill up twice, 4 or 6 or 8. I know today it doesn't exist. So the answer is that since the Gemara itself would already say that If a person doesn't care about that, so it doesn't hurt him. It's all depending how much you give into the how much you give a whole power to the thing. If you don't care about this, so it doesn't have the power to hurt you. So again, here also we can say that if the parents in themselves they say we don't care, so it means they don't give, because again the point is it started from minhag. In the beginning it was not like that. It started from the minhag that yatomim say this kaddish. And because the minhag was like that, so became kivyachol from what we just said in the Gemara that al tiftach pe l'asatan, but really doesn't have any source for that or any power to that. There's a story for Rabbi Akiva. You know the story for Rabbi Akiva? He was walking in the way and he saw a man black, fully black, carrying like it's in the midrash, and carrying on his shoulders like a piece like wood. And it was running, he didn't stop. So Rabbi Akiva tried to talk to him, he was something weird. So he's like, stop. He didn't answer him. So he said, I force you to stop with the Torah that I learned, I tell you to stop. So the person stopped, he's like, why are you bothering me? And he's like, who are you? What are you doing? He's like, I'm not from this world, I'm from Gehinnom, and over there, my punishment, I did all the averot in the world, and my punishment is to go collect this wood, and they burn me with this wood. So he told him, what's your takana? How can I help you? And he told him, I left a son in my city, and I heard that if he's going to say Kaddish, they're going to release me from Gehinnom. That's the main source, Kaddish, for the parents that everybody does in the year and everything, from this Gemara that says that Rabbi Akiva heard that, and he went to the city. He was looking for the son, so he's like, everybody was like, what do you care about this kid? He's the worst kid in the city. Like, no, I don't care. He took him, taught him Aleph Bet until he was able to say Kaddish. Wow. And then this guy came to Rabbi Akiva's dream and told him, thank you that you saved me from Gehinnom.
So before that, they wouldn't say Kaddish bells? So
again,
they wouldn't say Kaddish?
Many stuff that we learned, like from Kabbalah, from Zohar, we cannot say before that, because obviously this Gemarot and this teaching were known to big tzaddikim, but it was not famous, let's say like that. It was not written. Yes,
they wouldn't
like the Kabbalah, the Zohar, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai wrote it down. Before that, it was just passed down, from Rav to Rav. It was a Gemara. It was real, was known, but it was not given to everybody. After it's written, so everybody can access to it and become more famous. Yes, and that's the minhag came out and became the minhag that it becomes to the Yatomim.
Is there a source for this concept that if you give credence to like a certain philosophy, then you'll be bound by that philosophy? Like if you believe in Ayin Hara, then it'll.
Yeah, that's the reason. If you believe into Zugot, so you're gonna be more into Zugot. In Ayin Hara, you're gonna be more. It's gonna affect you more the Ayin Hara. Of course.
Is this kind of like the source for that, or is there like a?
Yeah.
Wow.
If you give the power to it, so it's gonna affect you. Okay, so that was a small thing about the Sdom Amora. Now let's continue. He says, Amar Biacha, when you leave the bath, what do you say? Amar Biacha, Modani lefanecha Hashem Elokai, she'itzaltani min ha'ur. You save me from the fire. Because again, like we said, the fire, the hot water was boiling over there. So, and if you fell on someone, Chas Shalom, you will be able to die. I guess you know that Rabbi Israeli, that the floor broke, and he had a miracle, Kamal Amuda. The floor was standing on these poles, and he was able to stand on it. And he was able to save 101 person with one hand. נכנס להקיס דם, אומר יהי רצון מלפניך השם אלוקיי, שיהיה עסק זה לרפואה, ותרפאני כאל רופא נאמן אתה, ורפואתך אמת, לפי שאין דרכן של בני אדם, לרפות אלא שנהגו. Okay, so it's a special tefillah. I want to focus more on this tefillah, that it's a special tefillah. I'm going to explain soon. I don't know. Did you ever do this year, Ratzon? Anybody here? You heard about this at least? So it's so interesting because I also didn't hear since I was like went to yeshiva or anything. And then by Ashkenazim, I understood that it's more common. They say it more. And they say it, we're going to see soon the Taz, because it's a question in the Achonim, but the Taz brings it. And they are saying it on almost every medicine that they take. Every medicine that they take. They don't, nothing's like, not just in going to the bath or anything. Okay? I'm gonna bring the source. It's so interesting because it's the parasha of the week. But let me just finish. לפי שאין דרכן של בני אדם לרפות. I'm just going to translate the Gemara. לפי שאין דרכן של בני אדם לרפות. It's not the literary. It's not the way. It's not. Usually people are not. Rashi says, כלומר לא היה להם לעסוק ברפואות אלא לבקש רחמים. Rashi explains. Doesn't mean that we are not used to do medicine. Everybody does medicine. But Rashi says they should have not used medicine, but to ask rachamim. Ela shenagu. You see the word of the Gemara is Ela shenagu. They have the minhag to do it. Amar Abaye. Lo lema inish achish. A person should not say like that. Ritani deber Rabbi Shmuel verapo yerape. So we have one man Amar that says that when you go like his dam, you know what's like his dam? Back then, I don't know why today they don't believe into this anymore, but not a doctor. So they used to go and take out blood. What's the reason? The Rishonim explain. Very simple. The blood, we know that the blood, when you lose blood, what happens? New blood cell creates again. So it's like cleaner blood. So they will go and take out blood, I don't know if every month, so often, and they will just draw blood outside the body in order for the body to recreate new cells and have better blood. So before doing that, so again, why I'm pointing out this, because it wasn't something, chas v'shalom, if the person is sick, mamash, or anything. It was like more preventive medicine. It was not like to heal or anything. Just every month or something like that, they would just go and take out blood. And on that, Rav Acha says, you need to say special tefillah. You need to say special tefillah to daven to Hashem. But Abaye says no. Why? Because in our week parasha, like we see in our week parasha, it says, right, when a person hurts his friend, he needs to pay what? He needs to pay 5 things. He needs to pay the fact that he's not going to go to work. He needs to pay the hurt, the nezek, the pain, and one of the things he needs to pay is the treatment, the medicine, the doctor, everything. He needs to cover all his all the expenses to heal himself. And the pasuk says, "Verapo yerape," he needs to heal him. But the double words of "Verapo yerape," we learn from here that mikan shenitna reshut larofe lerapot. It's a very hard word to understand. The Gemara says, from this pasuk we learn that we have permission. There's permission to the doctor to heal. Why do you need the permission to heal? So, right, we have Rofei Cholim. We say that in the Tefillah every day. We have Hashem to heal us. And in the Navi, we see twice 2 kings that again, I think 3 kings, if I'm not mistaken. Asa, Chizkiyahu Melech, and what I think Yerovam from the king of Israel. So he sent to Avodah Zarah. Sorry, he sent to Avodah Zarah. The king of Israel sent to Avodah Zarah. He didn't send to doctors. But Asa Melech, it says in the pasuk clearly that he was sick, and he called the doctors. What more simple than that? No, today he just called his doctor. He's sick. He hurts him. Hashem sent him the Navi. Why did you call the doctors? You should have into Hashem. Again, we have this Gemara that verapo yerape mikan shenitna reshut larofe lerapot. He has permission to hear. But the Ramban explains that really, if you really want to, if you really person is high level, like Asa, the Asa Melech was a big tzaddik, and if he's a really big tzaddik, he needs to turn to Hashem, and it's like how do you say it? It's going down, and it's emunah, and it's not like full emunah to go ask for a doctor to help him.
Maybe you get the referral through the doctor.
That's true. First you have intuition. That's what is a mistake. That's they explain it. But he didn't do that. He didn't have intuition. He straight ask a doctor. But obviously, even for us, we need to believe. And this is the machloket here in the Gemara. Mamash what you just said. That the first Amora says, and that's how the difference in the Achonim. Some wants to say that I'm gonna read it for you first, and then we're gonna I have it here like something about that. So he brings it few shittot in the Rishonim. Sorry, one more point is important also to understand is that not just like he said before that Hashem is Rofei Cholim, okay, but we also know that Hashem brought the sickness. Okay,
Right.
the Gemara in Chulin says, "En adam nokef etzba lemata ad shigzeru alav milemala." A person does not get hurt in his small finger, it's, just even the smallest thing, until they are decreed, until it's decreed in Shamayim. So what's going on? It's like Hashem gives. It's like a father, is punishing his son. He's like, okay, I'm not going to give you now a candy, okay? Or I'm not going to give you the toy. And a person in the shul sees that, like, don't worry, I'm going to give you candy. How are you going to feel? It's not nice. I'm trying to teach him. I'm not giving him now the thing that he needs to get. And then you come and you give him. Hashem is coming to give you a lesson. Hashem is not just hurting us. Hashem is giving us a lesson. Hashem is waking us up. He's like, wake up. I give you sickness. I give you something here, right? Like it's decreed from Shemaim. And then you go to the doctor and the doctor heals. Are you allowed to do that? Are you going against Hashem decree?
But you can't. I mean, you can't. The doctor can't heal him. Hashem decreed, right?
No. That's the
So what are you
pasuk of this week. Verapo yerape. We're gonna read in this week parasha. Verapo yerape mikan shenitna reshut larofe lerapot. A doctor has a power, just like a person has a power. Kiviyachol Hashem also doesn't want you to, to have avodah zarah. That's a worse avera that Hashem doesn't want you to do, right? But Hashem put in nature, in the world, the power of a person, bechira, the free will to do avodah zarah and go against Hashem. Again, we are not. Hashem is giving us the power to do a lot of things. So Hashem put in the nature the power to heal us. Okay, and go against the sickness that he gave you. So first of all, the Ibn Ezra is very famous. Ibn Ezra, he says that to make a difference, he says only makot, something that hurts you outside in the body, like skin or anything that is outside. This is what the doctor can heal. Inside the body, you cannot heal. But the Ramban, like I told you before, is saying no. He says that the main chiluk is like that. If a person is a regular person, which is most of Am Yisrael, he can go to the doctor. But if a person is a big tzaddik, like we said, Asa, big Talmidei Chachamim, big tzaddikim, and if we had like Nevuah, we should not go to the doctor first. We should first go to the Navi. By the way, you have to know that the Navi, it was before that, it says in Shmuel, his name was not Navi. His name was Roe. When Shaul HaMelech first, when he was still not king, and Hashem wants him to go see Shmuel HaNavi to become the king, it says over there that his father lost the mules, the donkeys, and Shaul's father sends him to go look for it. Shaul HaMelech goes, and he has a servant with him. So they are looking. You know what he said, the servant? They're going past next to Shmuel Hanavi's city, and the servant is saying, "Oh, right here there is a Navi, there is a Roeh." That's how they call it back then. Let's go ask him where the donkeys are. Not just like you think, okay, I'm going to go to Rav Ovadia, to Rav Kanievsky. Let me ask him where I lost yesterday, something, my kids. But that's people will go to the Navi because he will see everything. He will see everything. That's it. So he went to Shmuel Hanavi for that. Shmuel Hanavi already told him you're going to become the king. Forget about that. Your father already found it. You got even better than that. But the Navi was here to help us see things that we don't see. And okay, that was small details, but the main reason was if you need to know, I guess, shidduch, what to do in life. Today we also go to Rabbanim, but they say a little bit what they can, feel, what they understand. But back then the Navi will tell you, black and white, do this, do that. This is what Hashem wants you to do. Not just nivua that you receive from Hashem to tell Am Yisrael. Mamash. After that, when people will stop listening to the Navi and will stop going to the Navi, so Hashem had to send the Nevi'im to Am Yisrael every day to give Tochecha and to give all this. But before that, like we just saying now in the Ramban, if you will be sick, go to the Navi and he'll tell you why Hashem give you this sickness, what you need to do. And it was 100% accurate, not like today you go and you say, oh, maybe you did that, maybe you should fix. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work, because we are not Nevi'im today. We have big tzaddikim, that's true, but we don't have Nevi'im. We have what the Torah give power to this tzaddikim. But the Navi was 100% accurate. He knew exactly what you need to fix. Now, the Bach says, the mistake of Asa, like we said before, shelo darash b'Hashem, aval im batar b'Hashem, like I told you before, shishlach lo refuah lidei harofeh, mutar lidrosh b'rofim. If you believe in Hashem that He will send you the refuah to the doctors, so then you are allowed to go and heal yourself. So the Bach is the one that push the most to say this tefillah every time before you take any medicine. And like I told you before, when I was by Ashkenazi Yeshiva Rabbanim, for them was like simple. Even like you take, I don't know, antibiotics, anything, Advil, it's like, you say the Ratzon? I'm like, which Ratzon? I'm like, I never did it. So I was, I felt weird. Why don't we say that? For them it was like, so I went to check into this, and then I found out it's machloket. And we are following the Chida, and we are following more the Shita of the Taz that says, no, this is Rav Acha, it's true, but Abaye, they are learning that it's a machloket. Amar Abaye, you see the two last lines, lo lema'in hashach. A person should not say so. The Tana deber Rabbi Ishmael, v'rapo yerape mikan shenitna reshut l'rofeh lerapot. We are holding that, it doesn't have to be machloket. I'm making it like a real machloket, but I'm just explaining why we don't have this minhag, this reflex to say this tefillah, because we are holding like that we don't have to say it. But obviously, if a person feels and wants to make, because we need to remind ourselves, that's true, that Hashem is the one who heals, Hashem is the one who gives the refuah, even though we have the reshut. And by saying this Yiratzon, that helps us remember that the refuah comes from Hashem. That's why he finishes and says, "Anashim ke'erkenu en לנו ללכת נגד הטבע." We should not go against the nature, and a person should not say. I'm just gonna finish with that. That a person should not, after what we just say, "Oh, you know what? I'm a big tzaddik. I don't care. I'm not gonna go to a doctor. I'm not gonna." That's for sure not. We're not in this level. We need to go to the doctor, but to remind ourselves that Hashem is the one that sends the refuah through the doctor. There's so many. I mean, I heard of a big Rav. He was very young, but he had like some sickness. He decided not to go, and he was niftar like 42, 43 years old. Yeah. So again, this is not coming to say Chas Shalom that don't go to the doctor, but to put into right perspective the medicine.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, how's that go?